It's the worst part of the game.
Oh, it's what?
Taxes.
Get ready, because it's coming. Take a look at this. In Biden's Tax the Rich budget, capital gains rates of nearly 45%. Holy guacamole. Take a look at this. Biden to propose a federal budget cutting deficit by $3 trillion over a decade. So this is going to be coming out today. He's going to be proposing this. Just to clarify, it is not official, but it is. They're calling a Tax the Rich budget. Wait till you see all of the line items in here of where they're going to be increasing taxes, and it's pretty incredible. And I can tell you right now, it's very likely that this is going to be opposed by the Republican Party quite a bit, as the taxes in here are just insane. But we've been hearing, this has been coming, that we are in some issues, and we just heard from the Federal Reserve that inflation, it's still going. They've got to increase those interest rates more, and we're hearing that the deficit that we're running, the talks are still going on. We've hit the debt ceiling, and we're going to default unless they can come to some sort of an agreement. We're hearing they have got to increase taxes, they've got to make some cuts, and negotiations are still taking place. So let's take a look at this. Now, in addition to that, I've let you know Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and 11 states that are taxing you on your Social Security. There's updates coming out on those as well. Stick around to the end. I'm going to give you a little bit more detail on that. But let's dive into this article, get you caught up on what's being proposed, what is going to be announced today by the president, and we're going to be seeing how Congress is going to be responding to all of this, as they're saying taxes, they're on the way. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Before we do me a quick favor, smash the like button if you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything. And if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not come join the Ram fam? All you got to do is very quickly hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you want to know about the latest stimulus checks coming out for states, cities, and counties, I've got a list of over 100 different ones at www.reliefroadmap.com. But with that being said, you guys, let's take a look at this article and get you caught up on the latest with new taxes. All right, so link in the description below to this article that just came out a couple hours ago this morning. Biden is going to be proposing this, introducing it later today, but we've got all the details, and you can see this is Biden's Tax the Rich budget, capital gains rate of nearly 45%, but that's not all. Take a look at this list that we're going to be covering here. We've got capital gains, billionaire tax, income tax, corporate tax, carried interest, crypto losses, rich retirement accounts, real estate, and oil and gas. Man, now take a look at this article. And before we dive in, though, let me know your thoughts. Is this the way to go? Should we be taxing the rich even more to make sure that we can keep things afloat? If so, how much do we tax them? What is fair on the level of which we tax the rich? And we keep hearing Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden say, pay your fair share. So my question to you would be, what is the fair share? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if you think this is the way to go or not. Now, the article says, President Joe Biden is set to propose a series of tax increases on investors and top-earning Americans in his annual budget request to Congress. The tax proposals, which are at the center of what the White House estimates is going to be a $3 trillion deficit reduction plan, will be immediately rejected by congressional Republicans, as I mentioned. But the ideas set up Democrats' approach to the debt ceiling fight later this year, as Republicans are gearing up to ask for spending cuts. One of the biggest changes would be nearly doubling the rate of capital gains tax and applying an additional surcharge to fund Medicare, which would mean taxes on investments could rise to almost 45%. Now, here are the details of the tax proposals in the budget request, according to a summary of the proposal and the White House's officials with knowledge of the plan. First up is capital gains. The budget proposal would increase the capital gains rate to 39.6% from 20% for people earning at least $1 million to equalize the taxation of investment and wage income. Biden is also proposing to increase the 3.8% Obamacare tax to 5% for those earning at least $400,000 in an effort to shore up the Medicare Trust Fund. That would mean that the richest taxpayers would pay a 44.6% federal rate on investment income and other earnings. Billionaire tax. Biden is proposing a 25% minimum tax rate on the wealthiest 0.01% of taxpayers. This would mean that many of the richest Americans who currently pay an 8% rate on their income because of tax preferences that would allow them to cut their IRS bill would face a significant tax increase. That's about a 3 3x multiplier. Income tax. Biden is proposing to raise the top personal income tax rate to 39.6% from 37% for those making more than $400,000 per year. That higher rate would reverse a cut signed into law by Trump. In addition, Biden proposes to expanding the Obamacare net investment income tax, which is currently 3.8%, but he is calling to increase it to 5% so that it applies to all incomes without loopholes, not just investment proceeds over $400,000, according to the White House. Corporate taxes. President Donald Trump's 2017 corporate tax cut would get significantly rolled back, bringing the top rate to 28% from 21%. The proposal also calls to increase the taxes U.S. companies owe on their foreign earnings to 21%, doubling the 10.5% included in Trump's tax law. Carried interest. The carried interest tax break used by private equity fund managers to lower their tax bills would be eliminated under Biden's plan. Under the current law, investment funds managers, they can pay the 20% capital gains rate on a portion of their income that would otherwise be subjected to the 37% top individual income rate. Crypto losses. The budget would eliminate a tax break for crypto investors that allow them to sell assets at a loss, generating tax breaks and then immediately repurchasing those currencies. This would apply a restriction to crypto holders that is already in place for those who invest in the stock market or other securities, which requires them to report excessive losses. Rich retirement accounts. The plan would end a loophole that allows the wealthiest, including billionaire Peter Thiel, to accumulate savings in a tax-favored retirement account intended for middle-class earners. Biden would limit the amount that taxpayers with incomes over $400,000 can hold in Roth individual retirement accounts. Real estate. The budget proposal would eliminate a tax break known as the like-kind exchanges or 1031 exchanges that allows investors to avoid paying taxes on the proceeds of a property sale if they reinvest those profits into real estate. This tax break is currently only available to real estate investors. And oil and gas. Tax preferences for fossil fuels would be cut under the Biden budget. Oil and gas companies have recorded record profits in recent years, but have failed to invest in production and instead prioritized stock buybacks, according to the White House. Man, so there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Again, is this the route that we should be going? Increasing the taxes, especially on the rich, tax the rich? Or should we be making cuts? What is the solution here? We even heard Joe Manchin say, you know what, we might need to accept the fact that just some of our programs are altogether broken, talking about Social Security and Medicare, and that we just might need to think, is there a better way? Man, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, they've got to do something. Like I said, we're running out of time here. We've hit the debt ceiling. They've got to get these budget discussions underway. They got to figure out, are we going to be increasing taxes? Are we going to be making cuts? Social Security, Medicare are in the forefront. I'll let you know about some of the talks about Medicaid, what's going to be coming. And also, speaking of taxes, if you missed my last video from yesterday, you might want to check it out as I give you an update on 11 states that are taxing your Social Security checks, and maybe there might be some changes coming to those. We will see, but if you didn't get the latest in that, be sure to check it out right here as I cover it in detail. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll let you know what comes out from the president today and what they propose, and I'll keep you up to speed on everything. But with that being said, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.